just a little insight into scalpel handles and scalpel blades, how to put them off, how to take them off. I hope this can be shown on camera quite well. So this is a number 3 Swann Morten handle piece. So you can see it's got the make on the top, actually Sheffield company, so very local to where we are in Huddersfield. And it's got the number there, number 3. Whilst we've got it this side up, and it's really important to know which side up you've got it, on the other side you've also got a measurement. So if anybody wonders what that measurement's for, it's just so that you can maybe pop it up against a lesion on the foot or anything like that, just to measure it, take a picture of it, see if it's getting bigger, see if it's getting smaller, should you need to take that picture and refer it on to someone else, higher up professional, etc. But we need to have it the right way around when we're putting scalpel blades on, and also when we're taking them off. So when we put them on, we need it Swann Morten side facing up. When we take them off, we need it measurement side facing up. Whilst we're looking at this handle piece, we need to concentrate that whilst it's Swann Morten side up, we've got this little angled groove there. And we've also got a groove, I don't know if you better see it very well on the camera, but we've also got a little groove running around the tip of the handle piece, and that's important as well for when we're applying blades. I've got 2 of the most popular blades here as well, which is a number 15 scalpel blade and also a number 10, and these are Swann Morten blades as well. So you can see on one side we've got the Swann Morten logo and also more of a gold side, and on the other side we've got the silver side, and it also shows you the blade as well. So what we need to concentrate is on that angle of that blade matching up with the angle on the handle piece, so that's why we need it Swann Morten side facing up. And if we look at the blades themselves, obviously it gives the shape as well as a number of it, but you can also see that you've got quite a wide hole there in the middle of the blade, and then it goes a little bit narrower there. So when we're actually applying the blades, which I'll run through in a second or two, we need to concentrate on those narrow parts there, because when it gets narrower, that's when it attaches to those little grooves around the tip of our handle piece. So I'm just going to show an example with one blade. So when we open the packet, if we are right-handed, it's better to learn by having the gold side facing to your left and then having the silver side facing to your right. If you come on the course and you're left-handed, we need it total opposite way around to this. So if you are left-handed, you'll need it silver side to your left and gold to your right. But as most people are right-handed, we'll do it gold side to the left and silver side to the right, because I'm right-handed as well, but I can teach it left-handed. I just have to be very careful. So it's really important, if you do attend the course, if you are left-handed, just to let me know, that's all. So when you open the packet, open it very slowly. Now it's foil packaging is this, and it's quite thick foil packaging, but these blades are so sharp that that blade will pierce that foil packaging if we're not careful. Sometimes people can put them on incorrectly, and when they put them on incorrectly, sometimes, you know, if they put too much force whilst trying to apply it to the handle piece, that blade can pierce that foil packaging, and there's only one place it's going to go, which is probably the palm of your hand. So very carefully unwrap it. So if you struggle at any point to put a blade on, you need to stop and just have a little think as to where you might be going wrong. So exposing the hole completely, so the top of the foil packaging and also the underneath of that foil packaging as well. So now we've got the holes exposed for that blade, we then need our handle piece, and what we're going to do is we're going to approach the blade underneath through that big hole, and then we're going to bring it up parallel, and then we're just going to attach the grooves around the tip of that handle piece onto the narrow ones there. But whilst I'm doing that, you'll also see that that angle is matched up with the angle of the handle piece as well. So I'll just show you that again. So we're going from underneath through the big hole, then we're bringing up the handle piece level with the blade, attaching the tip, the grooves around the tip, onto the actual blade itself. Just a little gentle encouragement, and you might just hear a click. There we go, and that is securely now on your blade, on your handle piece, your blade, sorry. So whilst we've got this on our handle piece, we need to be very careful because that is very sharp. So I'm just going to put that down for 1 second. Next thing I want to discuss with you is your actual blade box. So this is a Swann Morten blade box again, makers of it. If I give it a shake, there's some blades in there. Now they do say that it will hold approximately 100 scalpel blades, but when you come on the course, you'll be dealing with gouge blades, and if you deal with some of the bigger gouge blades, which we'll go through and discuss, they are quite big blades, so they might take up quite a lot of room in there. All I would say is when it feels 3/4 full, you then need to think what you're going to be doing with it. You need to be really getting a big clinical waste bin to be able to put it in, and then getting a collection for that, of course. These are really cheap, so if at any point it wears or it starts playing up or anything like that, for a couple of pounds, just get yourself a new box. But you also have to be careful with them as well, because if I shake it like that, you can see some of the old blades coming out, so you need to be very careful with them as well. So some people may do it a different way to how I'm going to teach. You'll notice it says press on the end there, if you can see that on the camera. But what I like to do is I like to actually tilt it upside down like that. So all the blades that are in here now are tilted down towards me, so there's no chance of them falling out. When we get our handle piece and our blade, we now need it with the measurement side facing up, and then we're just popping it into the hole of that box, and it'll only go so far. Then we need to concentrate what we're going to do with our fingers now on top of the box, because we need a finger towards the end. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to overexpose the flesh of my finger like that, because if I overexpose the flesh of my finger and that blade doesn't come off when I give it a pull, that blade could potentially cause an injury and wound to my finger. And if anyone's reading the manual on sharps, you'll find that most of the injuries occur to people that actually use the blades rather than injuring patients that we use them on. So what I want to do is just make sure I don't overexpose the skin on the finger there at the very end of it. And with my other fingers, I'm just putting some pressure on the box. Now that handle piece, it can wiggle, but I don't want to really wiggle it whatsoever. But basically it's going in that direction, is that handle piece, if I was to pull it straight. So I don't want to wiggle it, I don't want to twist it or anything like that. I literally just want to pull it in that direction. And if I put some pressure on the end and I give it a pull, the blade comes off. I've got the pressure still on the end of that box, but if I release it now, I can just shake it into the box. So I'll show that one more time. So remember, right-handers, go to the left, silver to the right, unwrap the foil packaging, hold onto the blade at the bottom, get rid of all that wrapping front and back. So you need it Swann Morten side facing up the handle piece, because that angle there needs to match up with the blade. You're going underneath the big hole, bringing the handle piece level as you get to the narrow part of the blade, and the tip of that handle piece attaches. A little gentle encouragement, that is all. It clips on. Obviously as soon as it clips on, you need to be very careful what you're doing with it. The blade box, holding it upside down, tilting it towards you. Measurement side facing up. Goes into the blade box, into the hole, finger towards the end with some pressure on, but remember we're not overexposing the skin. So pressure on at the end, gain a bit of pressure with the other fingers on top of the box like so. Handle piece is going in that direction, so we're actually pulling it away from us as well, which is a bit safer, and obviously we need to make sure we're away from our patients. Going to give it a pull in that direction, brings the blade off. Always double check that the blade has come off the handle piece. Blade is in the box, release the pressure, give it a shake, and in it goes. Okay, I hope you found that useful. So when you come on the course, you'll get plenty of practice at putting blades on and taking them off, just making sure you're comfortable with it before you then start using it on, whether you use it on each other on the course, and certainly before patients start coming in to visit. So I hope you found that video useful.